Test. Hello. All right, I'm going to go ahead and...
Hi. I'm just finishing up a live call real quick. Hold on one second.
Okay. Oh, while you're doing that, I'm going to share the screen. Let's see here. Get my notes up right quick. Yeah, get rid of that launch meeting page. Okay. All right, let's move this over. Can you see that, what I have up? Just give me a thumbs up if you can.
I can just see you.
You can just see me? Okay. Okay, now can you see it? The challenge group screen? Okay, awesome. All right, welcome everybody. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about challenge groups and why they're the bread and butter of our business. And first of all, I'm so glad that you all are on. I'm glad to see some faces tonight. I hope you all had a happy new year, and I know this is a very busy month for us, and so that's why I'm really going over some of the critical core activities and kind of dissecting them this month, because I know we have lots of new coaches in this group, or those that maybe haven't worked their business in some time. Also, I've provided some slides because I don't know who's a note taker and who's not, and I tend to talk really fast. So I'm a visual person, so this is up for you if you take notes. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about, like I said, the challenge groups and why we need to run challenge groups. So I'm going to go into the first slide and say that a lot of times when I'm visiting with coaches, and they're telling me they're struggling with challenge groups, it's because they're not really understanding why they're doing it. So basically, I've dissected this into that you're going to teach them what you did, okay? And I hope that if you've had some transformation before you became a Beachbody coach, okay, you had it through these 4 things that I'm about to talk about, okay? Because this business is very much monkey see, monkey do sometimes, okay? You have the transformation yourself. You teach them what you did, okay? So, guys, I'm going to check and see if I'm recording right quick. That would be totally embarrassing. Okay, awesome. I'm going to share the screen again. Okay. Can you see my screen again? I'm sorry. Can you see it? Can you see the screen? No? Okay. Okay. Can you see it now? Okay, good. All right. So what we're going to do, what we do in challenge groups is you have the transformation yourself, and then you help others have that transformation. Just like when you recruit coaches, you recruit them on and you learn what you do as a coach to be successful, and you turn that around and you teach other coaches to be successful. But tonight, I'm just going to talk about 4 things that you need to do to be successful in your own transformation, as well as help others attain a transformation. And this is based on what Carl Deichler talked about in the National Wake Up Call. I hope you all got on there yesterday. I actually didn't get to listen to it till today, but he talked about 4 things that you need for success. And that is set an achievable goal that you can reach within, 21 days. Hi, Vicki. 21 days or 30 days. So you need to set an achievable goal. You need to follow a fitness program that will help you reach this goal. You need to use a nutrition plan that will help you attain this goal. And you need to interact in a supportive atmosphere of accountability. That is what we do in challenge groups, and that's what we help other people do in challenge groups. So, guys, if someone comes to you and they say, I want to lose 10 pounds in 2 days drinking a shake or taking a pill, that's not what we can help them do, okay? We preach these, or we don't preach, but we help them do these 4 things in challenge groups, because I hope that's what all worked for you, okay? When you had your transformation, I know it's what worked for me. It didn't come overnight, but that's what we help them do. So we teach them what we did to be successful, okay? And what I'm going to talk about tonight is how to set up your challenge groups and recruit coaches using a monthly calendar. It's going to make your life a lot easier. I'm going to teach you how to set guidelines for your free and 21 to 30-day groups to ensure success. And I'm going to teach you how to invite to challenge groups massively through social media and one-on-one through private messaging And I'm also going to teach you how to encourage interaction and success through achieving goals, recognition, and incentives. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this down. The first thing we need to do is plan ahead. Okay, you need to plan your month so that you're moving your business forward. So you have a group. You should be running a group almost every month, okay, whether it's paid or free. And for a paid group, you want to start promoting 3 to 4 weeks ahead of time. And I'm going to show you a calendar in a minute, so this will illustrate what I'm talking about. But guys, if you just start doing it 2 weeks ahead of time, it's not enough time. Guys, people need a lot of exposures to something before they kind of decide if they're going to do it or not. So make sure that you're planning at least 3 to 4 weeks ahead of time to put posts on social media and invite one-on-one. And I'm going to go more in depth with inviting later on in this call. You also, especially those of you who are new, those of you who are new, you want to plan a 5 to 7 day free challenge group 2 weeks ahead of time. And this kind of gives a little sneak peek. I'll be talking about that more in this call too. But I really do this at those times that I'm calling the troops back. And like I said, I'll explain this more in a minute. But that just kind of gets people a little snippet of what you're doing. And especially if you haven't had very many 21 to 30 day groups or haven't had them in a while, it's a good time to call people back and see what you're doing. Another thing you want to do is start inviting to a free group a week before the free group starts. And that's because it's fresh in their mind. So if you're having a free 5 to 7 day group, go ahead and then start inviting them like the week before, like that Thursday or so. So it's fresh on their mind so that you'll get more interaction in that group. And allow a week in between the free group and the 21 day to 30 group for decision making. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the calendar slide because it's basically going to make more sense if you're a visual person like I am. Okay, so here is my January calendar. This week is my 5 day free group, okay? January 16th starts my 3 week group. So basically, I have a week of exposure, a week to decide, and then a week that we're starting the group. And I also have deadlines of the last call for free groups or the last call for 21 day groups, okay? So it's all on a calendar. And so there's enough time for exposure here, and I started promoting my 21 day group up here. So like I said, very few people are going to commit the first time, so they need enough time to for exposures. So plan your month strategically. And if y'all hear my cat in the background, I'm sorry, she's going nuts. It's a little cold here, so she's having to be inside. Okay, so another thing is seasons of this business, okay? Our business is very seasonal. So you will see that we have peak times, and I'm going to call those recruiting months. We have mentoring times, which are basically kind of coming out of recruiting months. You know, we have our challenge groups, then we start asking people, have you ever considered coaching? And then we have to mentor them. So we have mentoring months. And then we have retaining months. And these are just kind of in the middle months. We usually have very little or not enough participation. So, or, you know, we have kind of our regulars, so to speak. So we don't want to discard anybody, you know, during those times, but we call those retaining months, okay? And those are good times to do 30, 60, 90-day programs for me. Everybody has a different way of doing this business, but the way I strategically plan it is that in January, June, and July, when those are peak seasons, you know, we see very high participation, then I'm usually calling back the troops, having a free 5 to 7 day group along with a 21 day group. And then I have mentoring months, which are usually following those months where I'm recruiting those coaches, or I've had a month to say, like my February group, it starts February 13th. That's my mentoring group. It's a Coach Basics group. So I have, when my January group ends on the last week of January, I have that whole week until it starts on February 13th to ask people, have they ever considered coaching, get on a call with them, find out their goals and all that. So those are mentoring months, and I only have them for 21 days, 21 day push groups. And then of course I have the retaining months where I have the 30, 60, those are good times to use 30, 60, and 90 day programs to keep your old customers and to continue helping your customers as well as recruit, new ones along the way. All right, so establish guidelines for your 21 to 30-day groups, okay? This is very important. A lot of times, when you start hearing crickets in your challenge groups, I know I've heard crickets in my challenge groups, all coaches have, okay? Because we learn as we go. And these are things that I've learned that have worked for me, that have helped me kind of stay organized and help other people have success along the way as well. Okay, consider how many people you can help at a time. Okay, so we want to pack our challenge groups full. All right, we all do. We want 50 people in the challenge groups, but realistically, guys, how many people can you actually help? And how many people does Beachbody actually expect you to help? Okay, so let's say, and I'm not saying don't make your list big because you're going to get a lot of no's, and I'll talk about that later. But think about how many people you can have in a free group. Let's say it's 15, and then maybe 5 for your 20 or 6 for your 21 to 30-day group, because you have to pour into these people. That's what our job is to do. It's to get people results. It's to have them achieve their goals with success. And, it's going back to helping people achieve their goals in challenge groups. So consider how many people you can help at a time and focus on at a time. Okay. And they must have you as a coach. Okay. Especially in your 21 to 30-day groups. All right. Preferably in your free groups as well, but especially in those 21 to 30-day groups. All right. And a lot of times what happens is people sign up on Beachbody.com and they are placed with a random coach that they do not know. All right. And that happens a lot. And if that happens, then you need to ask them, have you ever worked with another coach before? And if they say no, they never have, because odds are if they just went to the Beachbody website, they have not, then yes, send them the form to have them switch to you before you admit them into your challenge group. Okay. Now, if they say they have been in another coach's group, it's the ethical and right thing to do to refer them back to their coach, okay? Because put yourself in the other person's shoes on that. You wouldn't want other people doing that to you, so it's just the ethical and right thing to do, okay? And give deadlines for ordering. I think y'all saw on the calendar that I put some deadlines on there. You need to have deadlines, okay? Because when you have people coming in at random times during the group, it gets a little unorganized. So if they miss that deadline, just roll them into the next group, okay? And also have them send you a message after ordering. I actually got this from Melanie Nitro. Kind of puts the ball in their court. So once you give them the information to go to your link and order Beachbody On Demand or Shakeology or, or Challenge Pack, then have them send you a message, and then you can add them to the group once you see them in your online office and you see that their direct orders come through, okay? But don't do that until they have, you see them in your online office and they have committed, because they will not be successful, of course, in a 21 to 30-day group if they do not have a program, okay? And also, I'm going to talk about setting up for a free group or a sneak peek. Now, I don't do these every month. I actually don't. When you're new, you tend to do a lot of these. And that's great if you're just trying to, get people to look and see what you have. And there are some months that I do this, in those peak recruiting months like January, like what we're in now, calling everybody back after we've had a dry 30, 60, or 90 days. But when you do these too often, people often expect that it's always free, and that's not always the case. Okay, so it's okay to do these sometimes, but sparingly and only during certain months. Okay, only to get your momentum up. I hope that makes sense. So I recommend that you only do 5 to 7 days, and that's because anything more than that kind of gets a little too long. I found from my experience. You can do anything: clean eating, squat, ab, walking. It really doesn't even have to be fitness. You can do a decluttering challenge, or you can do, I don't know what people have done, decluttering, or, there's all kinds of things you can do. You can go to Pinterest and look it up. I usually do a little fitness challenge with Autumn Calabrese's YouTube channel. And, she does those little sample workouts. We do those. I have like a little list in the files. Nicole Printon put a file in our group, and it's over food selections, but it's not the 21-day fixed meal plan. I took her selection and I just made it into my own words and have my own suggestions. It's called Go Food Upwork, but I put that in the files, okay? Because you don't want to give away too much for free. You don't want to give away the whole containers and 21-day fix and all that good stuff. You just kind of want them to get an idea of the community and what, interacting in the community. I suggest that you take your content down after the group. I know some people like to leave the group open into a general group, and that's fine. If you want to leave that community open, I personally close it down. Okay, now that's just me because it's too much for me to keep up with. But, some people want it just to be a general group, and that's fine. But I suggest that you take your content down, because if you ever want to reuse it again, that way, or you're calling people back, that way it'll still kind of be fresh, and it'll take kind of, I don't want to say less work for you, but, it kind of gets, after a while, it gets a little bit redundant. So you want to make sure that you take your content down. That's just my suggestion. Also, set your group settings to private so challengers can feel free to ask for help in the group, okay? Because that should be they're gaining your trust. All right, so that's the way you gain trust, is through that group, so it needs to be set to private. And give tools in the files. I think I talked about that, and have daily call to actions that get challengers talking. It's Water Wednesday, end with a question. How much water are you drinking? Post a selfie with your water bottle. You want to get them talking, and the only way you're going to do that, and I can tell you from experience because I have a free group going on right now, and they're just now starting talking. I have people adding people in there that I don't even know, okay, because they get points for referring friends, and like they're posting all kinds of stuff in there, and they weren't talking at first, and now they are. So you want to really get people talking, asking them questions, and being the example, okay? And running 21 to 30 day groups, okay? So you want to do a welcome video. That's the best way. YouTube videos, I usually do mine on Zoom, because in my challenge tracker app, there's a way to go live. I haven't figured it out yet, but there's a way to go live, but get in front of them and tell them what you expect, okay? You are teaching, like I said at the beginning of this call, you are teaching them what worked for you. So you're the teacher, all right? And I was a teacher, so I kind of have a little bit background on that. So you need to tell them what you expect and what you're going to do each week. If it's a 3-day group, each week we're going to do this. If it's a 4-day group, each week we're going to do this. And give them an idea at the very beginning. Sorry, y'all. At the very beginning, what to expect. So, and also get them to record their measurements before and after picture goal, and teach them to log every day, okay? So this is all about achieving a goal. So you want to get them to, see visually the success in you as well. You took your before and after pictures, hopefully you took your measurements, your weight, and you have a goal, okay? So we have to help them, guide them through that. And with my challenge tracker app, that's easy for us to do now, because we can teach them to go into the My Progress part and enter those things in. It kind of does it for us, and we need to track that ourselves, okay? So get them to record their measurements before and after the challenge. Teach them how to follow a meal plan and send out a weekly workout calendar, okay? I think one of the biggest mistakes as coaches that we do is we assume that they know how to use their program. We assume that they know how to use that 21-day fix container meal plan, or we assume that they know which workout to do every day. I guarantee you, I get messages from people all the time. What am I doing wrong? I'm not seeing progress. And I ask them what their workout calendar is going, what workout calendar they're following, and they're following a random workout calendar. And I'm like, okay, I gotta do something different. I'm sending a calendar out every week. So if you have people that are doing 4 different programs, go on to, not Pick Play, but that collage that you do, and put like each of the workout calendars on there. T25, PiYo, 21-day Fix Extreme. Send that out every Sunday or Monday and say, okay, I need you to follow whichever program you're doing, this workout calendar. I need you to log your workouts every day, because you can also track that on my challenge tracker app, okay? Be very specific on what you want them to do. Another thing is do daily call to actions, like I talked about in free groups. I do daily themes. I'm going to show you what those are in a minute. But go back and like them each day and kind of comment and, have a certain time. Like I'm fixing to go back in my free group right now and specifically, comment on each one of the recipes and motivational posts that they posted today. But really try to, instead of just liking, sincerely commenting, okay, and reach out one-on-one during the week, especially to those who are MIA. And avoid using cookie cutter posts. We have templates on beachbody.com. Avoid doing that. You'll want to, take the template off there if you are using it and, put a picture on it, put a video on it, come up with your own content. It's basically what I'm saying. All right. So I do daily themes. This is just an idea of what I do, sending out the workout calendar on Sunday. I usually have a motivational Monday tip, tasty Tuesday, workout Wednesday, fitness tip, Thursday, or thankful Thursday, progress tip. Friday, I have them rate their week, and I also do some recognition at that time because I want to know how their week went because every week is so different. And Saturday, I go live in front of them, okay, based on what I've seen during the week. Okay, so you want to get customer or challengers talking, so do call to actions and tell them what you expect, okay, because the only way that they will know what to do is if you let them know what to do. And the only way you will see if they're having progress is if they do what they're supposed to do. So it works both ways. All right. Now I'm going to show you a few examples of invites. And basically, I say Hall of Fame. I use my content, but that's just the thing, guys. You want to use your content for inviting, okay? You can also use videos, or you can use indirect invites. I'm going to go more into this next week because I know a lot of people had said they were kind of wanting more information on inviting. But this was the invite to my free group this past week. Who besides me ate too much? I usually begin with a little fun story that kind of relates to everybody. What if you gave me just 5 days starting on January 2nd in a virtual enclosed accountability group? And notice, guys, I give them about 5 bulleted points of what the group is going to be about, okay? That's really the best way to do it. You just kind of want something to get their attention, something brief. You don't want to word vomit. And at the end, I know a lot of times we've been doing message me for more info, but Facebook is not liking that now. So you want a call to action that's going to get people talking below, but doesn't sound salesy because you don't want Facebook to hide it. So I said, think this might be for you, put a smiley face below, okay? So have them put like an emoji below or something. And also another tip is that on Facebook, if you're doing this on your like page, people are not tending to see that. So make sure you put it on your personal page and then share it to your like page. And you can also boost it if you want. All right, and the Hall of Shame. So this is a post. It's kind of embarrassing. This is what I did about a year ago, and I put it in an old group. I actually had to go through a lot of files to find it. But it says, just a reminder that tomorrow, if you work out on Beachbody On Demand, you have a chance to win Energize. If you haven't tried Energize, it is awesome. Yeah. You can see that I'm throwing out a whole bunch of jargon. I'm throwing out things like Team Beachbody, Club. What is that? People don't know what that is. They don't know anything about Shakeology or Beachbody or Performance if they're just looking at this picture or Beachbody On Demand. And also it sounds very salesy. And, I'm throwing out prices. And guys, what I did, I said, look at the comment below, and I put my link, which is obviously a big no-no. So you want to use your content because you can see right here, this is not getting anybody's attention. It's something I copied and pasted. I'm also throwing around prices, and you don't really want to do that. You want your content, and you want it in words that people understand without a lot of jargon, okay? And guys, inviting one-on-one through Massive Action once a week. And I think a lot of coaches have the misconception, like I said, I'm going to talk about this more next week, but I think a lot of coaches have the misconception that inviting one-on-one has to occur that every day. It really doesn't, okay, guys? Now, some people prefer to do it more than once a week. I do it like 1 to 2 times a week, okay? Usually Monday I have a messaging blitz, which is what this is. So the initial invite is, hi, whatever their name is. I know you mentioned whatever the pain point is, you want to lose 5 pounds. And I have some new exciting plans for this month, starting with a 5-day challenge group next week. And I have these scripts in the files, guys, if you haven't seen them. I've also updated them. I would love to have you. Would you like to be a part of it? By the way, how are you? So I keep it kind of short and sweet, saying why I've thought of them, saying what I have to offer them, and, I would love to have you. Would you like to be a part of it? By the way, how are you? So I go kind of back to normal conversation, letting them know that I'm not just trying to throw a sales pitch out there. I'm genuinely interested in them. Okay. So if they say no, I completely understand if this is not for you or not at this time, but do you have any feedback or know someone who might need this? And a big, common question I get is, what does it entail? And you want to kind of send them 3 bulleted points about the group. For example, we'll be doing a refrigerator clean out, group ab exercises, checking into a 5-day group. Do you think this is something you might be interested in? And I always end with a question to avoid crickets on the other end. And if they say yes, great, I'll go ahead and add you to the group once I get it open. Or if they are purchasing something off your website, give them exact instructions on how to do that. You may have to send them an email. And of course, have them send you a message after ordering. So handling objections and following up. Okay, first of all, expect them and make your list big. Okay, you want to go for no. So I have a whole section of January that I pull all my contacts off my master list in Excel, and I look at the people that I'm going to invite to the groups that month. Okay, and I make that list big. All right. And empathize and acknowledge their feelings. Always start with, I understand that, whatever the objection is. You don't like to work out at home, you feel more motivated at the gym. I understand that Shakeology seems like a large amount of money, because when I first got it, I didn't even buy it until I got the coaching discount, and try not to act defensive or desperate. Okay. Let go of that outcome. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that next week. But, what helped me with those things, because I know after objections, we want to write them off a lot. But what helped me was getting empathetic, understanding their objection. Okay, why do they have that objection? Because you had those objections. So think about when you had them, when you first heard this price of Shakeology, or when you, were so adamant about going to the gym, or you thought you could do this all on your own. So put yourself in their shoes, okay? And look at their objection. And I have the handling objections document in the files. And look at their objections, because I know a lot of times those look kind of like cookie cutter solutions, but they really do have some good objections that we haven't thought of. A lot of times it's time and money, but there are some other objections. So look at those as well. And help them reach their goals regardless if they sign up with you or not. Show them that you care. Very important. You always want to show them that you care, okay? You never really want to act defensive or desperate. You want to show them that you care and they can approach you at any time. It's a no, not right now, okay? And follow up. The average customer is exposed 3 to 5 times before signing up. Very true, okay? I have some ladies in my group right now that have turned me down several times. So don't be afraid to follow up. The secret is in the follow-up. And like I said, we're going to talk more about this next week. But I'm going to close out tonight by saying, make sure that you recognize, okay, your challengers. Recognition is one of our vitals. And this is the key to really getting people, besides doing call to actions every day and telling them what you expect and being the example of how to get people to interact in the group, okay? You need to connect with your challengers daily by liking and commenting sincerely, all right? You need to follow up with them, especially when you see them MIA, but really all of them, okay, one-on-one, and show them how much you appreciate them. And you need to recognize their achievements and ask them if you can share your results. When I get off this call tonight, I keep a point system in my group, and I'm going to be adding up all the points that people who've participated in the groups have had. I'm going to put their picture on there in this collage of how many points they all have earned, okay? So make sure you recognize and consider using a point system. I use a basic point system, 50 points for a recipe, 50 points for, it's posting a sweaty selfie or 50 points for something motivational or 50 points for referring a friend. I have different opportunities for them to earn points, okay? Now, what you offer them doesn't have to be expensive. It actually needs to stay within the guidelines of not exceeding $50 in value and no cash. You can give a debit card, but no cash, okay? But, you know, consider those incentives. You know, Shakeology samples are usually what I give, or, you know, a tub of Energize, usually for a 21 to 30-day group. Those hippie runner headbands, people like to give those, or the resistance bands, you know, whatever will motivate them, okay? And build relationships after the 21, 30, 60, or 90 days. And obviously that's what Beachbody On Demand is going to help us do. But we really need, you know, guys, these aren't just people that we're selling to. They're not people, they're our friends. They're people that we care about. They're people that we're inviting into our community. And we need to show them that we care and we're building those relationships, okay? It's so much more than that, all right? All right, so I think that's it. And I finished at 8:31. Okay, let's see. Does anybody have any questions? I don't know if anybody wrote in the chat box. No, nobody did. All right, does anybody have any questions? Thank you for being on, Sarah. I'm sorry you didn't have. I know you had a little one. I saw it. I saw Daddy take it. Thank you for being on. You can unmute yourself now. What is it? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm sorry, but thank you all for being on. Thank you, Vicki, for being on. All right, I hope y'all had some takeaways. I'll put this in the group. Also, I'll kind of update the files either tonight or tomorrow night with some challenge groups ideas. And thank y'all for being on. All right, we'll go ahead and end it there. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye, guys.